Okay, so I really want to avoid getting into politics or non-PC hardware and gaming subjects in general on this channel. But considering I've actually received emails today of people asking my opinion, I think I'm going to wade into this shit show. The shit show of Project Veritas and YouTube and big tech company control in general. This one's coming without a script, completely from the heart. And I also have a very big announcement coming at the end of the video for longtime subscribers of mine, so stick around for that if you like me. But my initial reaction, I was actually talking to the good old gamer on Discord to this Project Veritas video, which will be the first link in the description, is that none of this is new to me. I did listen to the video he sent me, and it was good, well researched, and a fairly good, I would say, solid summary of the issue going on. But honestly, it was just me going like, yep, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I've known for years. And that's that Google has much more of an agenda than, well, they would certainly ever admit, and then some realize. They want to say it's the algorithm, that they're not editorializing, meaning promoting stuff like a newspaper or magazine, but they are. It's impossible. And most importantly, actually, is the second link in the description. This one is by Coffee Break, and he did his own research months ago looking at the trending tab on YouTube. What he found was that basically the trending tab is complete bullshit. YouTube chooses on their own which videos to promote and trend. That it's all completely up to them. There's no algorithm deciding this. You have channels like H3H3 that has only trended a few times, I believe, even though they have substantially more views than anything from Seth Meyers or, you know, Colbert, and yet they get trending at like 200,000 views, whereas it takes them like 30 million views to become trending. So it's all bullshit. And there's a lot more good research in there. Watch the video from start to finish. It's excellent. And, you know, after seeing a video like that months ago, I just immediately came to the conclusion, yeah, so I'm sure they're doing this for everything. If you go to Google results, YouTube results, I'm sure the smaller channels, they do let an algorithm control it, but once you get big, it's obvious, completely obvious that they are editorializing which channels to promote. And that's what this first section is really about here. I mean, I guess I acknowledge the problem, but also don't be surprised by any of this, and understand that this idea that anyone, from Twitter to Facebook to Google, anyone, any of these websites, this is a fallacy. The fallacy of algorithms. These algorithms are written by people, and people have agendas, biased or not. I mean, I'm subconscious or not. I'm not saying necessarily they're always trying to push their own agenda, but it's pretty much impossible not to, isn't it? Like, it's written by them. Inherently, it's going to promote certain content. There's no such thing as the problem of an algorithm. The algorithm's created by people. The buck stops there. So I think it's just time for people to stop letting them make this excuse. It is obvious that all of these companies promote what they want to, even if it's just mostly an algorithm. And I don't even think the algorithm's doing most of it. I think there are people in cubicles, in offices, clicking which videos to promote, and there's been studies and links in the description that prove that, so I know I'm right now. Oh, I always thought this, but now I know 100% that I'm right. The fallacy of the algorithm, there's no such thing. And what can we do about it? If you're a entrepreneur, a startup, this is the first thing. Make an alternative to YouTube that's good and make it decentralized. I believe Tim Pool's working on stuff like this, and other people are as well, and this is important. Speak up. I'm speaking up. But I don't think you should unsubscribe or destroy your channel just to protest Google. You know, unsubscribing from me, leaving my Patreon, which is a different issue, but a similar vein, right? You know, free speech kind of stuff, doesn't do anything but hurt creators. Like me. If you, I've seen it, you leave my Patreon and say, oh, I refuse to support them. Well, that is by far the easiest way to get paid for the content I'm making. So you're just hurting me. Now, if you're someone like Ruben, where you can afford to do this, it's different. But anyone below, the mega creators is just being hurt. Having said that, we have a right to speak up, and I am. And when an alternative comes, I will be happy to jump ship. And I believe an alternative to Patreon is coming soon enough. And it's just going to happen. Competition happens in a capitalist society. There will be alternatives to YouTube. So that's the things. Speak up. When there's an alternative where you won't lose financially, jump ship. It's not an early adopter, but it's a semi-early adopter. I will be a semi-early adopter. And number 3, start electing people to hold these companies accountable. That's what it comes down to. You can vote. Vote this shit out. Teddy Roosevelt on it to bring the American people a square deal. He said, 40-hour work weeks and minimum wages, but also we don't want to stifle innovation in companies. But if there's an obvious monopoly, we have to break them up. There's many obvious monopolies now in Silicon Valley. They need to be broken up. So hopefully I don't get a bunch of shit from YouTube for making this. I guess I'll have to be a little careful how I title it. But yeah, that's my opinion. I did want to get it out there. And it's off subject, so I'll probably release it on the same day as one of my more traditional videos. But yeah. Now, part 2. I am now announcing a new podcast / YouTube channel. It's called Flyover States. It is a political commentary podcast. And if you subscribe to me, and I mean all 9,000 of you have, as of making this video, around 9,000, give it a chance. There will be a link in the description that links you to the YouTube channel. I will be dropping content there first, and I made a limited RSS feed for the podcast. I just ask that if you like this content, I can assure you you'll like that too. It's not going to be what you think, guys. I'm not going to be sitting here either shitting on Trump, defending the Democrats, defending the Republicans. That is not the purpose of that. It will be like this YouTube channel, not just the normal shit you see, but insight into things no one else is talking about, with a focus on trying as hard as I can to not be biased or promote one side. It will be talking about things like, why are so many candidates running, without me saying which ones I like. It will be talking about, why is there gun culture in the United States? What is it really about, without trying to judge people for owning guns or not owning guns. It will be talking about, a lot of really fascinating things. I've already got like 10 scripts written, and I will be trickling them out at some point soon. But when I start releasing them, I'm hoping I already have over 1,000 subscribers and a bunch of viewers ready on that channel, on that SoundCloud, so that they get picked up quickly, so that, frankly, I can get the full creator features of that channel right away. Why a separate channel? Why am I not releasing that here? I'm not releasing that here because I am tired of politics. Aren't you guys? I'm sick of it. And I'm a political junkie who minored and wrote 20-page essays on, trade disputes. I love this shit. But when I go to watch a comedian, I just want to relax and just tune it out. So I will not be ramming this shit down your throat on this channel. I'll probably bring up my politics podcast from time to time, but I will not let it infect this. This is PC hardware entertainment, and that's why there's a separate channel. It's not because I'm mad with power or want more stuff over there. It's because I really want silos so that people are not annoyed by the stuff here. Politics will not affect this channel. However, I have to launch this other channel because this is stuff I want to talk about. And if I can't talk about it on another channel, I'm worried I would end up talking about it here. Anyone who watched in the entirety of my last end of month loose ends video saw that I couldn't help but starting to talk about Mueller and this other stuff. And I don't want that. I don't want to have this valve that's waiting to burst where I start just getting political on a channel that's for PC entertainment. So that's why that's there. Separate Patreon, separate channel, separate RSS feed. I almost just added a tier on the Patreon I have right now, but I went, no, I don't want people bringing politics into my Discord. It is not for that. It's so we can escape politics if you want to. Okay, now I will close this video by playing a snippet of what the podcast will be. It's really a quick few minutes intro into what you can expect. And we'll be playing pictures that I've taken all over the Midwest while you listen to it. So please, sit tight and listen to the rest of this. I think it's really good, and if you like it, please subscribe to that other channel. And yeah, don't worry. I'll always speak up when there are bad things in the PC hardware space, but I don't want to let politics infect this. Please, like my channel, subscribe, share, support me on Patreon, and I can talk to you on the private Discord afterwards. I will talk loosely about this stuff this one time there since it's in this video. Thank you. Well, I was born in Minnesota, grew up in Illinois, went to college in Michigan, and even worked for a little bit in western Pennsylvania. It's safe to say my true home is just the entire Midwest, and it's a home I truly love. What's also true is that I work as an engineering account manager, and I have for several years. In this role, I am required to travel all over the Midwest on a weekly and at least monthly basis. I also travel through the South and Northeast as well. Sometimes I even go to Europe. I love the world we live in, and I love my entire country, even if the Midwest is definitely my home. That's what made me want to make this channel, actually. The fact that I've always loved all parts of this country. I love visiting New Orleans for Halloween, or Louisville during the Kentucky Derby. I find the stoic hills of eastern Pennsylvania just as majestic as the deep, hot forests of South Carolina. Oh, but I do think the UP is possibly the prettiest place I've ever seen. Sorry, Alabaster Plains. In all of my travels, I've loved all of the people I've met in these places as well. And I've noticed all corners of this country seem to be brimming with endless varieties of creative, hardworking, caring, and just interestingly complex people. And yeah, they all certainly seem to have a lot of opinions and political proclivities too, don't they? But you know what I haven't found? I haven't found any flaming liberals refusing to work, nor have I met a single one of these supposed Nazi Trump supporters. I'm guessing the media focuses on literally dozens and just dozens of radicals on both sides, even though they barely exist. The truth is, most people, no matter which state they live in, seem to have some actual reasons for voting the way they vote. They're not Nazis, nor are they communists. The point of this channel is to focus on those majority and real people. Not to argue that Democrats or Republicans are bad or even what happens to be bad right now. I want to give you perspectives on possibly why people believe and act the way they do. Therefore, I'm not really here to convince you of anything, actually. I'm here to give insight, though, on a few big things. Number one, what people on the major sides of various arguments are actually thinking, not what some biased media sources want you to believe they are thinking in order to convince you of their absurdly prejudiced arguments. Number two, overlooked and or misrepresented pieces of history that seem to hold back the modern zeitgeist, inaccurate statements about the past that are making us hate each other when we need not. We have a majority of our thoughts in common. And number three, to simply open a door into the diverse opinions of people all over the United States with a special emphasis on the Midwest. Real people and opinions from the flyover states. These people I will reference and talk to are not actors in Hollywood's latest family-friendly romp pretending they are down to earth simply because they wear plaid shirts and didn't shave for a few days. No. I will be talking to and referencing real people that stand on the actual ground that lies between the coasts, while self-proclaimed elites fly right over us. This is Flyover States, a political commentary podcast.